Hello everyone, my name is PlasmaMuffin and welcome to FTL Faster Than Light. This is a spaceship management game that's also sort of a roguelike, so I guess you could say it's a roguelike-like. So, excuse me, so let's get started. Start a new game. So this is the first screen where you get to choose what ship you have, what ship you're going to use, and what you're going to name it and stuff like that. So, I'm going to rename the ship to the UES Like and Sub. Yes, that is what I'm going to call my ship. Alright, so now we have we have the crew here. They have randomized names and appearances. You can't really modify the appearance that much. You can change the hair length and skin color, and that's pretty much it. But it doesn't really matter because they're tiny. It's not a huge deal. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to name my character. Actually, let's see. So this one, the top left one, that's the pilot. And I'll get into all this, what this means in a minute when the game starts. So I'm gonna call the pilot. Let's call him just PlasmaMuffin. That is a long name, apparently. Okay, let's just remove the muffin part. Just call him Plasma. And this guy is the engine dude. The guy that's manning the engine. Let's call him Muffin. And this dude, who's in the middle, he's on the weapons. We will call him Neosocket. Alfui. Just need a couple more spaces anyway. That's good. So this is the basic ship that you start out with, which I'm going to be using. I've unlocked a couple other ships, but just gonna be using the basic one, and I'm gonna be on normal mode. There's 3 modes, easy, normal, and hard, but it's more like hard, very hard, and impossible. This game is insanely difficult. Like, it's like Dark Souls in space, because every difficult game is called Dark Souls nowadays. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Alright, so. What happened to their names? Why did it change their names? Hold on. Main menu. It changed their names for some reason. Oh, is it cause... Oh, it's cause I clicked on the ship menu. Yeah, and let's show this thing. So you can change the skin and hair color. And I guess it looks like the uniform color slightly. Doesn't really look any different. Anyway. So yeah, there's not really that much to choose from with the crew names or anything like that. Anyway, let's start again. So, quick tutorial on how the ship works. You can open and close doors by clicking on them as long as your door system is active. So each of these is a room, as you probably guessed, and each room does something. So this is the pilot room. You have to have a crew member in here to fly the ship, otherwise you cannot move. You don't really move the ship around. As you can see, it's just sitting here. But you can't jump. I'll explain what jumping is in just a second. But you can't move the ship, and also, if you have someone flying the ship, you have a 15% dodge chance by default. Well, actually, I think it's lower than that, but if you have someone manning the engines, which these are, then you get a boost to dodge chance. So, pilot, the helm, that gives you dodge chance. This engine gives you dodge chance. O2 generates oxygen, that's your life support. it's also important. This is weapons. This is the med bay, which heals your crew members. This is the door system, and as long as it's active, then you can open and close doors as you like. I'm venting the atmosphere from this room. As you can see, the oxygen percent goes down. Doesn't matter what the percentage is, as long as all your crew members are in a room that's oxygenated. And so you can actually use that to repel intruders if you get them. This is shields, and this is your sensors. If you have a crew member in a room that has a system in it, like shields, it'll give that system a bonus. And that bonus scales with the skill of the character. So all these little bars, that's the skill in different things, like repairing, fighting, and manning certain systems. So if you have the same guy as the pilot the whole game, then he will level up and you'll get higher dodge chance than you would if you're just using some random dude. So this is how much power you have, how many power bars. And this is how many power bars you can put into each system. So I can add 1 power bar to my engines, which increases my dodge chance by 5% for each bar. Once you get up to the higher levels of that, it'll only increase for like 3 or 4 per power bar. But that's okay. The shields, it requires 2 power bars for 1 bar of shield, which will absorb 1 shot. So if 1 shot hits your shield, that shield will go down, and if another shot hits before your shield recharges, then it will hit the ship directly, unless you dodge it, of course. This is the med bay. If it's powered, it's on, and it will heal crew members inside of it. Oxygen is kind of self-explanatory, and these are weapons. You can change the order they're in, and as of right now, I only have enough power for 1 weapon, my laser or my bomb, or my missile. I'm going to be using laser because it doesn't require any ammo. This is your fuel. Each jump consumes 1 fuel. Number of missiles and number of drone parts. We'll be ignoring drones this playthrough because they're expensive. But missiles, they can be shot down by enemy drones. They can also miss the enemy ship just like lasers can, but they ignore shields. They do require missiles to launch though. So let's get started. So I'm going to click jump. This is how you navigate. So this is the exit. This is what you're going for. This is the exit beacon. Go here to travel to the next sector. So, got this little star map here. And I think by default it doesn't show which stars are connected to which other stars when you mouse over them. You definitely want that on, because otherwise it can be confusing to know which stars you can go to from where. Trying to find a good example star. But they all look pretty normal. Alright, well, I guess you see this one that it has... Actually, let's go with this one. This one, it's connected to this star and this star, so I can go either this one or this one. But I cannot go here, here, or anywhere else, because it's not connected to them. So, let's go here. Right now, it doesn't really matter where I go, because they all look the same. Ooh! Debris from a forgotten battle still orbits the gas giant in this system. Some of it might still be usable. I got 1 fuel, 1 missile, and 19 scrap. Scrap is basically money. Use that to repair your ship, as well as upgrade systems and buy stuff from shops. So it's important to get that as much as you can. Alright, now let's jump again. There's a store, actually. I am going to... Let's go here. I don't have enough money to really buy anything at the store right now, so I'm just going to wait a little bit. Aha! You detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. Intervene to defend the outpost. The rebel responds to your your threat. I don't know who you are, but no one defies a rebel fleet. They move in to engage. So whenever you travel to a new star, a new jump beacon, it uses up 1 fuel. Also, you can pause the game by hitting space, which is, you will need to do that. It's kind of like a turn-based game almost. It's very heavy on strategy, so it's not like an action game, like you don't fly a ship around and stuff. It's not like Call of Duty in space. It's more like, I don't know, chess? No, it's more like a real-time strategy game, actually. So, we're in a fight now with the rebels. Those are the bad guys. So we're the Federation, the government, the good guys. And the rebels are the bad guys that are trying to take over the galaxy. Although for being rebels, they are sure much better... I can't speak. They're much better equipped than we are for some reason. But, so we can see the enemy ship systems. So we can see this is their helm where they pilot their ship. This is their oxygen, shields, engine. This is their weapons, and this is their drones. They have one shield as well, and this is their health. So you can target specific systems. So I'm going to target their weapons. And there's this little auto-fire thing, which will automatically fire weapons at the targeted spot as soon as they're done charging. So let's do that and unpause. You can see my weapons charging up. It's got a little charge thing here. And when it's fully charged, you can see he shot me and it hit me, and that actually took out my shield. Since I have one shield bar, I now have no shields. However, my shield is recharging. It recharges pretty fast, but if you have enemies that have lots of weapons or multiple shots that they can do at once, then they can get through your shields easier. So I shot 3 laser bolts at this guy. 2, let's see, I think 1 of them missed. 1 hit the shield, taking it down, and the other one hit the weapons. So now their weapons are disabled. That's why it shows up as red. So they can't shoot me. So it's almost always a good idea to target their weapons, at least right off the bat, because if you target their weapons, then they can't hurt you. And avoiding taking damage is incredibly important. It is of the utmost importance. Because as I said, this game is very hard. See those little icons up there, the green icons that flashed up here with little arrows? That means my character's leveled up. The engines and the piloting, because every time you dodge, that gives your people that are on the dodge controls, that gives them a little XP. And when they level up, then you get extra dodge chance without having to spend scrap to upgrade anything. Oh yeah, also, this is the FTL drive, faster than light drive, if you don't know what that means. And if you're in a battle, it has to charge up, so you can't just run away from every fight. So yeah, it has to charge up if you're in a battle. So you can't just spam it and just zing all the way to the end. And also, you wouldn't even want to do that. You basically want to get in as many fights as you can afford to, because you need the stuff that the enemy ships give you. Let's actually... So if you have a weapon that's targeting a system, you can untarget it by clicking on the weapon, and then you get the little target cursor icon. Just right click on the screen, and you will untarget whatever you were targeting. So I'm actually going to show you something that can be a good tactic. If your enemy is weak enough that they can't actually damage your ship, like he only has one projectile and it charges, he has one weapon, one projectile, and it charges way slower than my shields do. So I can just have him hit me over and over again, and every time he hits the shields, if I have someone manning the shields, their shield skill will go up, which eventually will give me, it'll make my shield recharge faster. Additionally, every time I dodge a hit, I'll get more dodge XP, like that. See? So you can, if you find an enemy that's too weak to break your shields, or to actually deal damage to your ship after breaking your shields, you can just AFK, and you can just let the enemies just shoot you and just grind XP for free with no risk. But that's boring. So let's go ahead and... Actually, since I don't need to target his weapons, I can target something else. Let's target... He doesn't have any drones, so there's no point in damaging the drone system. I'm gonna target the shields. Now his shields are red, so that means he can't recharge his shields. So that's a good strategy if you want to focus on dealing damage, target the shields. But generally it's best to focus on targeting their weapons so they can't hurt you. The ship breaks apart and you quickly salvage what you can. Excuse me. The outpost hails you. The pompous jerks expected free service just because they defeated the Federation. Take this for the help. Okay, technically they haven't defeated us yet, but they're close. So I got 67 scrap on just the second jump. That is pretty good. Alright, now this is important. Distress beacon. This is important. This is the rebel ships. They will slowly move from left to right, and they'll gain about an inch of ground every time you jump somewhere. So you can't just explore all the stars in one system, great as that would be. You have to constantly keep moving ahead of them, because if you end up getting back here in the red where they are, then they will attack you. They have incredibly strong ships. They can get through pretty much any kind of defense. It's like the Dungeon Guardian, Dungeon Guardian in Terraria. It's nigh unkillable. You don't really get anything from killing them except 1 fuel, or 3 fuel if you're out of fuel. But yeah, there's really no reason to stay back here, so you want to try and clear out as many of the leftmost beacons as you can from the start. The first 3 jumps, or the first 2 jumps in a system, the rebels won't appear for the first couple jumps, but after that they'll get an inch every jump. And every time you jump, you can get a random event that often includes an enemy ship. You stumble across a forward scout of the rebel fleet. They're powering up their FTL. If they get away, they will no doubt warn the fleet of your position, which means that they get a little bonus to their pursuit speed, which is entirely based on, it's turn-based. Every time you get a beacon, they get a little bit of ground. So you don't have to worry about taking too long in a fight or at a certain beacon. So if I was at a safe beacon, I could just sit there for hours and they wouldn't get any closer. So this is, again, a strategy game. It's not a action game, so you have a lot of time to think, which is perfect for me. So they want to escape from me and warn the enemy fleet of my position. I have 2 options here. 1, wait for the FTL drive to charge up and flee, because if I do that, then they won't know where I've gone, and so they won't be able to report back and say where I am. So that means the rebel fleet won't get any intel or any speed bonus. Or, and this is preferable, I could destroy their ship and loot the scrap, which I could use to upgrade my ship. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So instead of targeting weapons this time, I'm going to target engines. You can also target the helm, but I'm pretty sure it's best to target the engines. If you damage the helm, then they won't be able to dodge, actually. Same for you. If your helm is red, then you won't be able to dodge. So if it says enemy FTL charging, you want to target their engines, which is this symbol. And I've got auto fire on. There's not really any reason to use my missiles right now. Actually, I'm going to right click on my med bay, because none of my crew members are injured currently, although that will probably change soon. So if you right click on something, it'll depower it by 1 bar. So now my med bay is off. Even if my crew members are in the med bay, they will not heal. However, I now have an extra bar of power that I can use to power up my missiles if I need them. And missiles ignore shields. They take ammo and can still miss with them, but they ignore shields. Speaking of which, mine just got taken out. That sucks. Alright, so I'm going to click on my crew member. I just did. And right click on the room I want them to go to. And so that will move them there. So my shields, it's brown now, or that's not brown, that's like orange. Light brown, whatever. It's orange. So now you can see that 1 power bar has been taken down. If it was red, all of them would have been gone. But as long as it's got a little bit, it's still technically, it's up. It's just weakened. And unfortunately for shields, that means that it's weak enough that it can't actually protect me. So I need to get this repaired as soon as possible. So I'm going to move this guy in here and he will start repairing it. So this red bar is going to change back to a transparent one. They're targeting the oxygen. That's just brilliant. Fortunately, oxygen it takes a little while to go off, to turn off, so it's almost optional, actually. It's just temporarily. Like, you have to turn on for a little bit every now and then to make sure that your oxygen stays at a high enough level that your crew doesn't suffocate, but you can temporarily turn it off just for a little bit. So I won't die instantly. I still have some leftover oxygen, but I will need to repair that quickly. So let's do that. Also, my missile has charged, so let's go ahead and target his... Let's target his weapons with that. Nice. So his weapons are down. I've still got auto fire on, so it's going to shoot another missile once this recharges. I don't want to do that. If I right click, that'll just depower it, but then I'll lose all the charge that I have for it. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to target the air. That'll untarget this. You can also turn off auto fire, but I like having it on. If you have just one main weapon that you use, there's no reason to turn it off because there's no bonus you could gain from having it off. You just need to shoot as fast as possible. But if you have multiple weapons, it's better to time them all so they all shoot at the same time so they can get through shields easier. Alright, so my shields are back up. That is fantastic. So let's move this guy back to weapons to charge them faster. Actually, let's put him in O2 to help the O2 get repaired faster, the oxygen. It says enemy FTL delayed, which means they're not currently in danger of escaping. Now if I hit D, this is not the basic controls. I've changed the controls myself, but each crew member has a set station. So Muffin's here, Neo Selkit's here, Plasma's here. So if I hit A, that saves their station, and D causes them to return to their saved station. So I've almost got him, and now he's dead. Excellent. It did take some hull damage, but that's okay. The ship breaks apart, and you are relieved to know that you are still one step ahead of the fleet. So, what next? Oh goodness, I've been recording for 20 minutes already. That's a lot. It's gonna be a long video, but that's okay, because it'll make up for the lack of videos I've had lately. So I actually have a lot of scrap, so I can use this scrap to upgrade my ship. But I actually want to go to the store real quick. Before visiting a beacon that's far away from the main group of stars, make sure that it's connected to an escape route, because it's possible that you can end up stranding yourself in a dead end and you have to go back through the swarm of rebels to get to the exit. Also, this is a distress beacon. Distress beacon, someone might need help. Really? You mean the intended purpose of distress beacons is to indicate that you need help? Wow, what a concept. Who would have thought? If you go here, then they generally have more dangerous... you have a hard chance of like getting attacked or getting some kind of dangerous thing happening, but they generally have better rewards as well. But we're too far away, so let's go to the store. I have 80 scrap, which is actually a pretty good amount for a store. A ship engineer has set up a small shop here. So I can buy drones, but without a drone control system, then I cannot actually use that. I could buy that, but then you'd have to buy the drones themselves individually, and drones are just not worth it in my opinion, unless your ship comes with them already, or you get them for free, or you just have tons of extra scrap. They're just not worth it, because they cost so much. They cost scrap to buy the drone system, they cost scrap to buy the individual drones, and then on top of all that, every time you launch a drone, it costs a drone part, which also costs scrap. So I'm just going to ignore that for now. I can also get cloaking, but I can't afford that yet. Probably never will. I can get more crew. I'm probably going to do that, because it's good to have extra crew right off the bat, because that'll give them more time for their skills to level up. So let's see. You can also repair your ship's hull. I would recommend repairing it as much as you can early on while it only costs 2 scrap, because in later systems it will cost 3 scrap just to fix one, and yeah, prices go up the further to the right you go, the further to your objective. So I'm going to go... Oh no, I just realized that the pattern changes abruptly here, and that's going to bother me until the end of time. So these are 2 different alien races. The NG, which are... they're either robots or cyborgs, not sure which, but they're really good at repairing things. Not so good at fighting intruders, though. The Mantis, however, they're not that great at repairing things, but they are good at fighting. I'm going to get a Mantis. So that's 55. Just click on that, and that buys the person, the crew member. Can also sell stuff, but the only things I can sell right now are my weapons, and I don't want to. Shows you the sell value here. You can't sell missiles, fuel, or drone parts, which is weird because you can buy them, but for some reason you can't sell them. I don't get that, but whatever. So I'm going to buy some fuel. It's good to get stocked up on fuel early on while it's cheap, so you don't have to buy it later. I'm not going to buy missiles because I don't use them that much. I do want to fix my hull, so let's do that. So now it's at max, and I only have 7 scrap left over. I could have saved that scrap for ship upgrades, but honestly I'm happy with my choice. Getting more crew members is really helpful, especially if you can fight with them. So I'm going to rename this crew member. What should I name him? He's an alien that's good at fighting. So I shall call him Teal'c. There we go. So now I can assign him a spot on the ship. I'm going to have him manning shields. There we go. Now I'm going to hit A, station saved. So now if I move him somewhere else and hit D, he's going to return to these shields. Alright, so with that out of the way, I'm now in danger. If I stay here to the next jump, then I will have to face the rebels. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to run away. This beacon has been placed too close to a supergiant Class M star. The ship will gradually overheat until you get out of here, or die. A pirate, apparently oblivious to the danger of the sun, moves in to engage. We're gonna take down his weapons first, as per usual. So he's got 2 weapons. He's got a laser, it looks like a burst laser of some sort. Maybe not. Hopefully it's only got 1 shot in it. But he's also got a laser beam. You can't dodge those. They instantly target your ship. There's no travel time, so you can't dodge them. However, they can't get through shields. Most of them can't anyway. So if you have even 1 layer of shielding, they're completely useless. So generally, if you have both of those, a good tactic is weaken the enemy's shields, then hit the laser before their shields recharge. Let's see if he does that. They just fire their weapons as soon as they charge up instead of trying to strategize. But trust me, that's a good thing, because otherwise it would be impossible to play this game. So I managed to prevent him from even using that, which is great. I've also got my missile charged up and ready to go if I need to use it. I'm just going to sit here and wait. Solar flare imminent. Watch this. This is cool. Alright, so I took up 1 hull damage from the solar flare, and I also... part of my ship is now on fire. I could send a crew member to put that out, or I could just vent the atmosphere and have the flame get extinguished from lack of oxygen. Which is what I'm going to do, because if you send a crew member in to take the fire out, they will lose health, then you have to heal them up, then you can return them to their station. It's a mess. It's generally best to just vent atmosphere. And note that you have to have the room be open to the outside in order to vent atmosphere. If I just open this door, it wouldn't vent atmosphere because there's oxygen on both sides. I may be over-explaining this, but I want to make sure you know what's going on, because it's generally more fun to watch games if you know what's going on. Aha! You get a frantic message. Take everything we have, just don't kill us. So they're surrendering, and if I accept their surrender, I will get loot. If I kill them, I have a chance to get more loot, but I also have a chance to get less loot. And sometimes you'll get more loot of one type, but less of another. Like, often, if you destroy them instead of surrendering, you get more scrap, but less fuel. I'm actually going to accept their offer, and show you what happens afterwards. I think. This is always a conundrum for me. I'm never sure whether to take it or not. I don't need the drone parts. Those are useless. 7 scrap really is not that much. 4 fuel is pretty good. I am not sure. You know, I'll accept their offer just this once. Be nice. Nice, friendly person. Also, this fish, yes, this ship looks kind of like a jellyfish. Good grief, I cannot speak. So I have extra scrap. No one had to die. Well, some of their crew members might have been lost. I don't know. But I'm going to jump out here right before the next solar flare. If a ship surrenders, but there's still a solar flare or something going on in the background, then the ship can actually, or if the ship's on fire, the ship can actually blow up after they surrender. So you can be like, okay, I'll spare your lives, and then they blow up anyway. You still don't get the scrap from that, unfortunately. So you can't have them surrender, then have their ship blow up anyway and get extra scrap. Tragically. It'd be nice if the sun was animated, but that's okay. So let's jump out of the way. Alright, this place is safe. A ship with conspicuous pirate markings is orbiting a nearby moon, broadcasting a simple message claiming to have equipment available for sale. So this is a multiple choice event here. I'm going to hail the ship. The ship responds, yes, we have an extensive stock. Come aboard and see our wares. So I can either dock with the ship or, this seems dangerous, leave. I'm going to do that because every single time they attack you. So if you dock with them, they'll actually board you and damage your ship, usually. So yeah, it's best to just attack them. There are some random events that are randomized, so you never know what the outcome's going to be. You can do the same thing twice in a row and have different outcomes. This is not one of them. As soon as you start to reverse your ship, the pirate reveals hidden weaponry and sets off in pursuit. You'll have to fight him to escape. Let's do so. Again, targeting weapons, because he can get through my shields. There's really no reason to do anything other than target the weapons. Fortunately, none of those shots actually damaged my ship itself. So yeah, once you damage their weapons, there's really nothing they can do against you, unless they have drones. He's surrendering too. Wow. Acting all big and tough, trying to trap us, and then surrenders after he gets like 2 hits. Let's not accept surrender this time and show what happens. So we'll get 3 bombs, or 3 missiles, 1 scrap, or 1 drone part, and 10 scrap. So 3 missiles, 10 scrap. So let's see what I'll get if I actually destroy him instead of letting him live. 1 missile, 1 drone, 10 scrap. 1 missile, 1 drone, 10 scrap. Trying to remember. I love the music in this game, it's fantastic. Alright, so I got the same amount of drone parts, no missiles, but that's okay. I got 2 fuel, which is 2 more than I would have gotten otherwise, and 9 extra scrap. So basically, if you accept their bribe, or their surrender, you'll get a certain amount of gear, a certain amount of stuff, resources, supplies, but you can basically re-roll it by destroying them instead. Alright, let's jump again. You genuinely want to keep some scrap on hand to repair yourself if necessary. You don't want to go down to absolute 0, but the captain of this ship claims he can provide services as long as you've got the scrap. Hire the mercenary to delay the rebels, they'll slow them down, as you might expect. Hire the mercenary to scout the sector. Completely useless, it just tells you where, it tells you what is at each location of the jump beacons, but for 17 scrap that is incredibly overpriced. You could either fight the ship, or say you have no need of his services and just continue on your way. I'm going to fight the ship because I need the scrap. Mercenaries are worse than rebels. The only honorable course is to engage a mercenary in battle. I won't say they're worse than rebels. The rebels kind of suck, but okay, so he has a special shield. I think it's called a Zoltan shield. It doesn't recharge once it's lowered, but before it's lowered, it has like 6 defense points. So I have to deal 6 damage just to get to his normal shield. But that's okay, because I have a very fast weapon. Also, I think Zoltan shields resist bombs, or missiles. Bombs are like missiles, but they teleport, so you can't miss. And they go through shields as well as missiles do. And so now that he damaged this, so I have only 2 bars, I can't charge my missiles anymore. So I hit him twice, that takes his shield health down a bit. Let's go ahead and have Teal repair that. Why not? You know what? Maybe we should have everyone go in here and repair the weapons. That'll repair much faster if you have multiple people on it. I did get his shield down, his super shield, so that's good. Almost there. Alright, I'm gonna use a bomb on this guy, or a missile. I keep calling them bombs for some reason. Let's repair the med bay and heal everyone up. Alright, everything's charged. Gonna go ahead and bomb that. Bomb his weapons so he can't shoot me anymore. Then I'm gonna shoot at his shields. Oh, phooey, he's trying to escape. What a wuss. Target the... Oh, phooey. I sure hope my medbay charges up faster. I'm gonna die. There we go, he's dead. May have been a bit rude attacking someone I didn't have to, but I need the scrap. Trust me, it's important. So now let's go ahead and power that up. So now I can just wait here as long as I need to. So after you're done with the fight, if your ship is damaged or your people are damaged, take the time to repair them. It costs nothing except patience, and it's basically mandatory if you want to have a good chance of surviving the next fight. Alright, everyone back to stations. Let's upgrade the ship now. So I can upgrade my amount of power that I can use for each system. So basically for every other upgrade you get, except for subsystems, for every main system upgrade you get, you need a power upgrade to power it, unless you just divert power from a different part. So you can divert power to weapons, as they always say in the sci-fi shows. You need 2 bars for shields and 2 power bars as well. So one extra shield is very expensive. Engines, each engine upgrade gives you 5 extra dodge chance, which in turn makes it so you dodge more often, which means that your people will level up dodging faster, which also gives you more dodge chance. So it's kind of a meme, actually, apparently in the FTL community, to level up your shields. So let's do that. Level them up. Let's do once. Now let's do it twice, why not? And I can convert power there. I can't use this last bit yet, but I will eventually. So let's see. I need to get the exit as soon as possible. What will take me there in the least amount of jumps? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like it's going to take 4 jumps. So I'm going to go around this way in case the rebels get down there. I'm actually not in a good position right now. I might have to fight through the rebels, but hey, I'll just show you what it's like. You come across a rebel automated scout ship. Pursuing a civilian ship, weapons engaged. Aid the civilian ship. Power up your weapons and engage the automated ship. These don't have people on them, so they can't invade you with teleporters if they have them, which they wouldn't because they're scout ships. So you don't have to worry about getting invaded. But also, you can deoxygenate the entire ship. Actually, it's already deoxygenated. So your crew would suffocate if you teleport them on board. With normal ships, you can injure their crew members. Can't do that with these guys. Also, the drones tend to be less armed. I'm going to target his weapons. This is an ion weapon. It disables systems like shields. Doesn't do any direct damage, but once your shields are down, they can hit you with things like this drone. He has a laser, so he's not too much of a threat. As long as my shields are up, he can't hurt me. Once my shields go down, ow, see, he can hurt me. Oh no, my doors are down. What'll I do? That's actually not good. Let's fix that. These guys are very good at dodging, unfortunately. As long as I can keep his weapons down, I don't have to worry. I will be fine. I keep missing. That is very annoying. I could target his drones, but then he would still be able to ion me. I'm gonna hit X, which closes all the doors. But yeah, he can still ion me if I don't target his weapons, and you kind of have to focus on the same thing if you want to keep it down, because otherwise it'll just repair itself. Because they can repair your systems just like you can. So if you want to keep a system down, you have to keep firing on it to make sure it stays offline. So he would still be able to eye on me and take my systems down, which could potentially take down my weapon systems, which could allow him to repair his drones, and then he could attack me again. So knowing what to target is a good skill in this game, a good thing to learn. The ship breaks apart and you hasten to contact the civilian ship. Apparently, the ship that was being assaulted was a science vessel. They thank you for saving them and offer a small reward. Fantastic. I can upgrade my power and get more dodge chance. Yeehaw. Now, as you can see, I have no power for the medbay or the missiles, unless I get power from somewhere else. Hopefully I can make it to the exit in time. If not, this is going to be sketchy. You arrive at a populated sector. One merchant seems to be mass broadcasting a request for a mercenary ship to aid him. Shall we respond? Yes. Great, I was worried no one would respond. My usual carrier is days late. I need you to deliver this cargo of drone parts to a small station a few jumps from here. Can't afford to pay another carrier, but they will surely tip you generously. Accept. Great, I uploaded their location to your star map. I'm running out of options, so I have no choice but to trust you'll do what you have agreed to do. I added a quest marker to the next sector. So he gives me stuff in advance, so I could just ignore him and not do the thing, and I'd still keep those drone parts. But I get more stuff if I complete the quest. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be in Rebel grounds. It's all because I visited that shop. You detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. If your ship isn't in dire straits, always fight enemy ships when you get the chance. Oh, he's cloaking. Weapons don't charge when enemies are cloaked, and if you've already shot weapons, then they have a hard chance to miss if the enemy cloaks. I'm still gonna target his weapons though, because that's more important. His cloak will be able to extend his lifespan. The fight will be longer, but at least he won't be able to hurt me. And you can actually have weapons, shields, and a cloak at the same time, which most sci-fis you can either cloak or have shields or weapons. Alright, I leveled up. So as you can see, Plasma has leveled up his piloting skills, so I have 7 extra evasion. 13 more levels up like that, that's 1 level up. 13 more, and I will have another level. So that's great. I have 32% chance to dodge attacks, which is fantastic. So it's generally good to focus on evasion early on, because that'll block everything, including missiles. If you get an extra shield, first off, it takes a ton of scrap just to get 1 extra shield, and second off, that won't block missiles. And enemies have missiles from the beginning, but they likely won't have enough firepower to require 2 shield bars until later on. So focus on evasion first, engines first, and then later on you can upgrade your shields. That said, if you can upgrade your shields to the 2nd tier early on, that also helps a lot, but not against missiles, which is why I'm focusing on evasion. It's not a guaranteed chance to block attacks, but it is gives me a hard chance to block all attacks, rather than a guaranteed chance to block some attacks. So it's a trade-off, but it's worth it in my opinion. 58, wow. Requires a lot of skill. So of the different races, humans actually level up their skills faster if you're using Advanced Edition. You can toggle that on and off. I think I have it off right now. The ship breaks apart and you quickly salvage what you can. The outpost hails you after the scout was destroyed. Thanks for the help. We've been harassed non-stop by those scouts. Take this on the house. Free loot. Sweet. That name makes me laugh. I am going to upgrade this. The UES part, that's in Risk of Rain. All their ships begin with UES, like the UES Safe Travels, UES Contact Light, stuff like that. So I'm in Rebel territory now. That's why there's all these ships. You found the exit beacon, but the rebels got here first. You must survive long enough to be able to jump to the next sector. Indeed I must. They have a teleporter. They're going to teleport people to me. That is not good. I don't like that. Let's bring Teal'c in to help fight. And I'm going to target their weapons. This ASB, the fleet's anti-ship batteries are targeting you because you're in their territory. Those are really powerful weapons. They're not fun to deal with. So, hey, I dodged. Oh, hey, we got him. Nice. Not the dude that was attacking me was called Notch. He's dead now. I could bomb him, but I'm not gonna. Oh, phooey. So now I just have to wait for my FTL drive to charge. I'm not gonna bother trying to kill him. I'm just gonna try and keep him down long enough to not die. Although I am taking quite a bit of damage, which sucks. Ow. See, those lasers were powerful enough to penetrate shields. I'm gonna jump out of here. Next sector. So now I get to choose which sector to go to. This is the best because it has a lot of friendly sectors. Green is friendly, red is aggressive or hostile, and purple is nebulas, which are hard to see in. I have to choose between two aggressive ones. I'm going to go with this one because after that I'll get to go to the safer sectors. Bween. Once the Federation forces were scattered, the rebels came down hard on the locals here. Between the tax collectors and military bases, the rebel presence in this sector is high, so these sectors are going to be more difficult. So these are going to be my main repair dudes, so to focus on their repair skill, I'm going to have them be the only ones repairing stuff. These guys aren't going to do anything. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Like if you have 4 people repairing, they have to share the XP. Not 100% sure if that's how that works, and I don't care enough to actually find out. Temporarily divert power to medbay, heal everyone up. There we go. This is their health if you haven't noticed. This is red, that means that doesn't have full oxygen, but you won't suffocate unless it has red lines. I'm getting low on hull integrity, that's bad. Oh. Divert power back to engines. So this is my quest, it's right next to the exit, which is great. This is a nebula cloud. The nebula here will make fleet pursuit slower, but will disrupt your sensors. That's okay. Sensors really aren't as important as they're hyped up to be. Another unmanned ship. Cool. He doesn't even have shields. This is going to be a cakewalk. Although he can probably dodge pretty well. I love the music in this game, it's fantastic. And if you haven't noticed, this will be a very long video. 47 minutes already, goodness. I think I'll stop at an hour regardless of where I am. And I might actually make a episode 2, depending on how this goes. Or I might just stop when I die, which is likely. Although I just don't know how soon I'll die. Alright, I blew up them. I blew them up, not me. Let's actually go ahead and upgrade the... Oh, I can't upgrade the doors yet. Blast doors prevents enemies from just walking through your doors if they board your ship. It takes them a few seconds to knock down the... to beat down the door to get through, so their progress is very slow. You receive a message from a nearby rebel station. You have a lot of guts passing through our space, I'll give you that. He turns, giving an order. Kill the crew. I want that ship intact. Alright, so here's a strategy for if you get boarded. Move all combat personnel to the med bay and open all doors with Z. That opens all internal doors. You can open the external doors manually. In fact, you have to. And then close off all the rooms that you want people to actually be inside. So he's going to stay here, he's staying here. These guys are going to move up here. Enemy crew members on your ship will actually flee from deoxygenated, I don't know if that's the right word. Rooms that have no oxygen, they will leave those. So they're going to hopefully go in here. No, apparently not. But if you get them into the med bay, your crew will heal while dealing with them. I'm going to target their drones because that seems to be doing the most damage. go. So yeah, they're healing. So that fight was actually pretty easy because of that. Oh, I should have waited until the oxygen was back in because now they're all a little injured, but that's okay. They can return to the med bay later when necessary. So I'm doing good, actually. This is nice. They did manage to do some damage to me, unfortunately. Maybe I should wait to use my scrap until I find a shop. You started this fight and now you're running away. You know, I'm gonna power up a missile. I'll shoot it if they look like they're about to get away. You've made your point, we are beaten, take these and leave us to our shame. Oh, heck no, man. This is personal now. Yeah, get wrecked, scrub. Yeehaw. Got more scrap, but less other stuff. That's okay. Scrap is the most important thing in this game, because it helps you stay alive. Temporarily power up med bay. There we go. So what's my total dodge chance? 34. Nice. That is pretty good. So hopefully I find a shop on my way to the exit. That would be fantastic. You enter a system bustling with rebel activity. Supply freighters and resupply stations are dwarfed by a few heavy warships. Luckily, no one seems to be paying attention to small cruisers. No ships are scanning or messaging you. So basically, nothing happened. Go to the distress beacon. See what we got. Once you arrive at the location of the distress call, a civilian ship hails you. Thanks for responding to our beacon. Our FTL navigation has gone haywire, and we can't plot a course to the nearest depot to get it fixed. Could you lead us there? Yeah. Allergies. Sorry. Lead them to their destination. Take this bit of scrap as a down payment. We'll use your jump signatures to follow you. You're really helping us out here. Added a quest marker to your map. Hopefully I can get there. Oh, it's right here. Perfect. Sometimes it's like in rebel territory or far enough away that rebels will catch up by the time you get to the exit, so you have to ignore that. But at least you get the down payment first. Shortly after you arrive, the ship you are escorting jumps nearby. They thank you for your help and offer you a reward. Heck yeah, that's a ton of scrap. 94? That is a lot. Let's get this distress beacon. See what we got. Cockpit lights up with warning signals. You're being targeted by a nearby ship. The distress call was a lure to attract unwitting ships into weapons range. You prepare for a fight. There's different kinds of ships, by the way, you've probably noticed. This is a Zoltan ship. They're the ones with the special shields. Each ship generally has one main alien race on them, but they can also have others as well, like a mix. Actually, they usually have a mix. Well, sometimes it's just one race. Okay, so those special shields have only 5, not 6 bars. That's 6 combined with the normal shields. Still quite a lot. So a lot of this game is just waiting for your weapons to charge, honestly. It'd be nice if it would just, if nothing was happening, it would just skip to when the weapons finish charging, so you don't have to wait around. But that's okay. Still fun. I've been recording for 53 minutes. So I'll stop either when I die or after an hour. Probably after an hour, because I don't think I'm gonna die here. I've gotten pretty lucky. Love this music. Again, it's fantastic. I bought the soundtrack. 120 scrap, that's amazing. Now if I could just find a store. So this will slow the enemy fleet, but it'll also make me take an extra jump. I don't know if that's worth it. Let's see. For each jump, they travel about this far. So 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps. So in 4 jumps, they'll be there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will slow them down, however, so I'm gonna risk it. Look, hang on. Gotta blow my nose, because allergies are fun. I'm allergic to ion storms, that's the thing. Okay, did you just see what happened there? Hopefully the microphone is in a good spot. Did you just see what happened there? I actually shot his drone down because it flew in front of my gun at the right time. That is very convenient. So now he's going to have to use up another drone part if he wants to send out a new drone. So that is awesome. Alright. 120 scrap. That's a lot. You usually don't end up with that much because you have to keep constantly repairing yourself. 141 scrap. I'll just make sure there's no shops here, and then once I've confirmed there's no shops, I will upgrade some stuff. Rebel automated ship sits dormant near a rebel forward raider station. Approach the station. Because why not? Why would I not do that? By the way, there's two versions of every song. One for non-combat and one for combat. So when you get in a fight, it seamlessly merges the soundtracks, or changes the soundtrack to the battle theme, which is really awesome. It's better than like in, what's that one game? There's this one game where, Sekiro, where it does the combat music, and so like every time you attack something, the combat music starts over. Which is kind of annoying, but also kind of funny. Anyway, he's almost dead. These guys really aren't that much of a problem. You can't improve your aim to give them lower dodge chance, unfortunately. Nothing you can do about that, tragically, but that's okay. Your ship actually has more hull integrity than all the other ships in the game, which is really the only thing you've got going for you, is, along with your intelligence. So that did nothing except disrupt his shield temporarily. That's nice. By the way, enemy crews cannot level up, if you're curious about that. So don't worry about that. Ooh, 22 scrap. You salvage what you can and approach the station. It is used to relay information to the rebel fleet. You could attempt to hack it to give the rebels false information. Let's attempt to manually hack into the station and see what happens. As you attempt to hack it, you set off a hidden alarm system. It seems that now the rebels must surely be aware of your position. You hasten back to the ship to jump away. Crud, that is bad. Oof, that is a lot of speed. I would have been fine if I hadn't tried to do that, but I want to see what would happen. You arrive at the location given to you by the merchant. You are supposed to deliver drone parts to a station here. You find the station, they respond to your hails immediately, saying, "It took you long enough. We have practically no use for these now. I refuse to pay full price. Take this and leave the cargo in our holds." Accept the paltry payment. That's a pretty good payment, but we could potentially get more. Refuse and keep the drone parts. Fine, I was bluffing. I'll pay the full price. Accept a new offer. 46! Look at this! 209 scrap! I could buy a freaking cloaking system. Ooh, I can just barely make it to the exit before the rebels. Oh, that is hecka convenient. That is awesome. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. You've spotted your small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage you and your ship. Demand the surrender of their goods. You prepare to secure their cargo by force. They look like they don't want to fight. They're trying to escape. I don't think they'll actually tell the rebel fleet where I am. If they manage to escape. But I won't get any loot from them if they escape. By the way, my pilot is fully leveled up, so I get 10 extra evasion, so that's 40. Also, this guy's leveled up. That gives me 10 extra evasion. This guy's got 1 level in weapons. This guy doesn't have any levels in anything. Let's actually not fire the missile just yet. So again, let's just click and right click somewhere else to cancel that. I can fire immediately now that it's fully charged if I need to, which I'll almost certainly do. I'm gonna hit that. There we go. Just want to make sure they couldn't escape. 25 scrap and a system repair drone. I could afford a drone system actually. That might not be a bad idea. So now I have a choice between the Zoltan controlled and the civilian sector. I'm going to go to the civilian sector. It seems safest. But we have just reached 1 minute, or 1 hour and 1 minute actually. Welcome to the new sectors. I'm just going to take a look at the map. Oh, there's 2 stores right here. Let's end on a cliffhanger. I am going to do another episode of this, so let me know if you enjoyed this. I'll be doing another episode regardless, because, well, I want to do that. But, hopefully you did enjoy this video. This game is fantastic. I'll put a link to it in the description where you can play it. And hopefully you enjoy it as much as I do. I would strongly recommend getting the soundtrack as well, because the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. But yeah, that's FTL Faster Than Light. Hope you enjoyed. Buy the game, buy the soundtrack, and that's it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.